Hello guys and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we are returning with Matchday 7. I can't believe we're already 7 game weeks into this Premier League season. And we start off this matchday with the early kickoff on Saturday, which sees Aston Villa hosting Brighton, two of the most informed teams to kick off this season. And for this one I've gone for Aston Villa to win. Of course both teams have started their European campaigns on a Thursday night. Brighton and Villa both actually lost their opening games in the Europa and the Conference League respectively, but I have gone for Villa to win it by 2-1. I think just being at home in the early kickoff, the last couple of times I've seen Brighton play, they've not been as good, so I've gone for Villa just to edge it. Game 2 sees Bournemouth hosting Arsenal down on the south coast at the Vitality, and in this one I've gone for an Arsenal 2-0 victory. It seems like quite a standard result that Arsenal will win. Being away from home, I kind of wanted to steer away from them as my joker this week, but I do expect them to win it regardless. They've got a very good record of keeping clean sheets away from home as well, so I've gone for a 2-0 victory. Game 3 sees two of the sides down the bottom of the table competing, with Everton hosting Luton. Luton picked up their first points of the season after drawing 1-1 with Wolves at Kenilworth Road in Matchday 6. So I'm sure they will be slightly pumped by that, but to be honest, it was an opportunity for 3 points with Wolves being down to 10 men. In this one, however, I've gone for Everton to win it by 1-0. These are the kind of games that Everton absolutely have to win if they're to stay up this year. I think a lot of people will have gone for a 1-0 scoreline in this one because it just has 1-0 and Sean Dyche written all over it. Game 4 sees Manchester United hosting Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. And I've gone for United to get back-to-back victories after their win against Burnley in Matchday 6. I've gone for 2-1 as they've not been playing particularly well. Obviously, they lost to Brighton in Matchday 5 at Old Trafford. However, I think unlike with Brighton travelling there, I don't really see Palace going and getting a victory at Old Trafford. But that doesn't mean they couldn't potentially get a point out of the game. I've gone for a United win as it seems like the safe option, but don't write Palace off. In Game 5, Newcastle host Burnley at St James's Park off the back of their 8-0 victory against Sheffield United on Sunday in Matchday 6. Absolutely crazy result for Newcastle off the back of playing at the San Siro in midweek as well. I've gone for them to win here again, this time only by 3-0, but I think Burnley will really struggle travelling to St James's Park. They were good at Forest in, I think, Matchday 5, and I was quite impressed with their performance, but Company side have struggled to pick up any points at the beginning of the campaign. Speaking of Sheffield United, they feature in Game 6 as they travel to the London Stadium to take on a very informed West Ham side who have had a good start to the season. They are coming off the back of defeats to Manchester City and Liverpool, which is totally expected, but they've actually played alright in both of those games, so I have gone for them to return to winning ways. I've gone for a 2-0 victory as I think Sheffield United after that 8-0 just have to improve. There's no way they get battered again. Game 7 sees the league leaders and the champions Man City in action at Molineux, and I've gone for them to win this by 3-0. Basically, my algorithm for this year is just put City as your joker, so you can see already down at the bottom our joker game this week, as I say, is Game 7. Then the late kickoff on Saturday is a game that I'm really looking forward to between Tottenham and Liverpool, two of the most informed sides in the league this year so far. I've gone for a 1-1 draw because generally these games are tight and they're cagey. Liverpool are on a very good unbeaten run and they're generally very good in the big games, but I've been impressed with Spurs so far this year. It's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well, so I was really tempted to go for a Liverpool win, but I settled for a draw. Then going into Sunday, just the one game this week, I'm not exactly too sure why, but it's Nottingham Forest hosting at Brentford at the City Ground, and I've actually gone for Forest to win this one, which may be a little bit of a bold shout. Obviously, I don't know what everyone else is is going to have gone for, but I've gone for Forest to win because Brentford aren't on the greatest run of form. They lost to Everton at home in Matchday 6, which was a really, really poor result, and Forest are generally quite good at home. I think on Sunday as well, being at home with their home fans, I've gone for them to win it by 2-1. We then have the return of Monday Night Football, which sees Fulham hosting Chelsea. My God, I'm not looking forward to this. Chelsea falling to defeat once again in Matchday 6, this time at home to Aston Villa. It's just becoming a joke at this point. Fulham played out a 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace in Matchday 6, and with Chelsea struggling to score, I've actually gone for the same scoreline once again, a 0-0 bore draw on Monday Night Football. And then this week, to round it off, we actually have an 11th game which sees Luton facing Burnley at home on Tuesday night. This is the Game Week 2 fixture that had to be rescheduled because Kenilworth Road wasn't ready to host the game. So, as I say, it's been rescheduled. It's Tuesday night, so under the lights at Luton could potentially be an opportunity for them to pick up their first 3 points of the season. But I've actually gone for Burnley to win this one by 1-0. I've really not been that impressed by Luton. Burnley, as I've mentioned, played well at Forest in Matchday 5, and I thought they were unlucky not to get the 3 points in that one. So I have gone for them to win here and Vincent Kompany's side to pick up their first 3 points of the season. As you can already see, our joker game is Game 7, which is Wolves against Man City. So that wraps up our predictions for Game Week 7. Let's go and find out how we did in Game Week 6. So we'll start off with the table, guys, where, as you can see, I am now alone in 5th place. I've had a pretty decent week once again. I've been consistently performing, and as I say, we're now sat in 5th. It's all very tight, only 6 points off top, but you can see we're only, 2 points off 11th, so it's really close in the middle of the table. Lots and lots of games still to play, and of course, as long as we're up there, I'm going to be happy. As for the fixture this week, again, you can see I was a pretty consistent performer. Joint 4th place with my mate Sam, who also finished on 10 points. The guy out in 1st had a really good week, so difficult to catch him. But I'm very happy that we're just consistently performing. It's when you're down here with like 6 points that the gaps start appearing between yourself and the people above you. My dad struggled this week, just 7 points on the board for him. But here's a full breakdown of each individual game in this fixture. You can see our only 3 points was for Brighton to beat Bournemouth by 3-1. On Sunday, I thought I was going to have a really good day. Obviously, we got 1 point for Villa. If they'd got a second against 10-man Chelsea, it would have been another 3-pointer, and Liverpool scored their 3rd goal late on, so we were potentially on for some really good 3-pointers. I'll take the 1 point though that we got on Sunday. We obviously got our 2 points for our Man City joker, and we also had a draw in Crystal Palace against Fulham. So 10 points on the board, and as I say, pretty happy with our performance. So as I say, that does leave us in a very good position at the moment. Can't believe we're already at Matchday 7. This season is absolutely flying by, but these videos will continue every Friday before the fixture starts. So I hope you guys are enjoying, and I'll catch you in the next episode soon. Peace.